presentation.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. We would like to ask you the following questions very briefly. You recently intervened in the human rights situation surrounding the disappearance of Mr. Edward Sebuwufu. Why did you have to, and what exactly was the legal basis for you to do that, to do what you did?
We had to do this because it's our mandate. The Uganda Human Rights Commission is mandated to protect and promote human rights and freedoms of all the people of Uganda. And our intervention was founded in that mandate under Chapter 4 of the Constitution. And since you asked the legal basis, let me cite Article 52, Clause 1A of the Constitution, which says, the Commission shall have the following functions: to investigate at its own initiative or on a complaint made by any person or group of persons against the violation of any human right. So, under these legal provisions, we did not have to wait for a complaint. We acted on our own initiative. Our action was prompted by the posts we saw on the X handle of the Chief of Defense Forces, and in which he expressly said Sebuwufu was in his custody. And from those posts, we feared that possibly he was being tortured. So we invoked our authority under Article 53, Clause 2A, which says, the Commission may, if satisfied that there has been an infringement of a human right of freedom, order the release of a detained or restricted person. So that is the legal basis of our action. Yes.
Did your intervention have any impact? Was it of any consequence?
Since you are a journalist, you must have seen that we issued this order on Friday last week at around 5 p.m. And on Monday morning, the victim was delivered at Masaka High Court, although he was eventually arraigned in court in the afternoon. So we think that our order was acted upon.
Okay.
Yes.
Then how often have you as chairperson or the commission itself had to do this in the course of your duties? And how else do you intervene in situations concerning human rights, if not through such orders?
That question is broad. If you are talking about exercising this particular authority.
Yes.
And as you know, this is not my first stint at the Human Rights Commission.
Yeah.
I was a member of the commission for more than 16 years before I left in 2013 to join another office.
Yes.
But as chairperson of the commission, I think I've exercised this authority now twice.
In the last 2 years?
I issued an order directing the state to release, I think, Obed Katurebe, who I believed was in illegal confinement.
The one of Media Center?
Yes.
Yes.
The operational word here is satisfied. If the commission is satisfied,
yes,
that there has been an infringement of a human right. So
yes,
we were satisfied that Obed Katurebe was illegally restricted, and we ordered his release, and he was duly released.
Okay.
So I exercised this authority once again recently,
yes,
in the case of Sebuwufu, popularly known as Eddie Mutwe, and he was produced in court.
Okay.
So now he's in lawful custody.
Okay.
But I should add that we did not stop at ordering his release. I instructed my officers in our regional office in Masaka to go to him, to interview him and record his statement, which has since been done, pending further processes.
Okay.
Yes.
What have they discovered from their interaction with him?
I have not yet read his statement, but I know that a report will be availed to me after the entire investigation is concluded. So the investigation now is not about his detention. It's about torture.
What happened to him?
About what happened to him during his incarceration. Yes.
He recently appeared before a judicial officer in Masaka, and when people saw the images, a lot of people were appalled. They felt this was really too much. Now in your case, as you are supposed to be the chief human rights defender for Uganda, how did you personally feel upon glancing on these images of a bruised and physically exhausted Sebuwufu the other day?
By the way, from what I saw on the screen,
yes,
it was not clear to me who Sebuwufu was. I think he was hidden.
He was shielded.
He was shielded. He appeared to be supported by two people, like he was limping,
yes,
and unable to walk on his own. So I was unable to see him properly the way I would have wished to see.
Yes.
I think this trial should be in the open. I do not know why he was shielded. I wish he was not.
Yes.
So I did not see him. However, since my officers have met him, I know they have taken photographs of him. They have interviewed him. They have recorded his statement. And pending interviewing other people and collecting further evidence, like medical evidence, I will wait for their report. And as you know, he's facing trial.
Yes.
And further, you never know what my investigators may recommend. So for now, I wish to avoid going so deep into what they have found so far. Yes.
That shielding
may
which
jeopardize any possible hearing of his case in the future. Because as you know, I chair the tribunal which hears all those human rights complaints. The more reason I should avoid commenting too much on what the investigators have so far. I'm safer waiting for their report so that I act on their report.
That's much appreciated. I would like to briefly ask you, apart from issuing orders like the one we saw in this case, how else do you always intervene in situations of this nature?
Oh, luckily
which
for
other
us,
steps can you
luckily for
take?
us, everything is in black and white.
Yes.
The same Constitution, Article 53, Clause 2, says, the Commission may, if satisfied that there has been an infringement of a human right or freedom, order payment of a compensation. So, payment of a compensation. So, like I said, the operational word is satisfied.
Yes.
Once we are satisfied that this is a deserving case for making this order for compensation, we do that. You've been seeing us presiding over, our court here is called a tribunal. So we convene a tribunal and hear cases and order compensation in deserving cases. And further, the same Constitution in paragraph C says, order any other legal remedy or redress.
Yes, yes.
So under these provisions, the sky is the limit. Any other legal remedy or redress. So this is a very wide power granted to us to ensure that our hands are not tied as we protect the rights of the people of Uganda.
There are some people also who have observed and said that there are many Sebuwufus in this town, in this country. How come you are not doing this very often?
I think each case should be determined on its own merits.
Yes.
In this case of Sebuwufu, the CDF himself went in the open. He went to his ex handle and posted admissions that this person is in our custody. And the words he used to communicate this message, some of them, when I inquired about it, what does he mean by his learning how to speak Runyankole? What does he mean by the boys have worked on him? He's now clean shaven. So, my understanding of these words were that this man is under grave danger. He possibly is being tortured, and I had better intervene with or without being petitioned.
Yeah.
So this was in the open. It's like, how can you not act on this?
Unlike other cases.
There is an express admission that I have, this person is in my custody. And he had been in his custody beyond the constitutionally allowed
48 hours.
Of 48 hours. And then I wondered, this man is a civilian. I assume perhaps he ought to have been arrested by police. He should be in police custody. How come he's now in the custody of the CDF? So this was a very clear case for us to intervene into and invoke this authority under the Constitution. So other deserving cases going forward may attract similar intervention. So I want to avoid being reckless in the exercise of this authority.
Because you are an arbiter at some point.
I'm an arbiter, but also the Constitution says the chairperson of the commission shall be a person of integrity and high moral standing. So whatever authority you exercise, you have to remind yourself that you are a person of integrity. You have to weigh the circumstances of that day. You weigh the law and the facts. And like I said, each case should be determined on its own circumstances.
Then as we move towards the end, somebody recently had proposed that it's even possible for you to escalate that order, the order you issued, that it's possible to escalate it even into an arrest warrant. Do you have such powers?
Yes. Article 53, Clause 1A, says the Commission has power of a court to issue summons or other orders requiring the attendance of any person before the Commission and the production of any document or record relevant to any investigation. So this includes the power to order an arrest warrant. So any order requiring the attendance of a person before us. The power to question any person in respect of any subject matter under investigation by the Commission. The power to require any person to disclose any information within his or her knowledge relevant to any investigation by the Commission. The power to commit persons for contempt of its orders.
Yes.
And this is the power I mentioned in my release order when I was giving a directive to the CDF to release or cause the release of Eddie Mutwe.
But is it possible at all that anybody can ever escalate that order to that level for contempt?
But the Constitution is very clear, so it is possible.
Do you anticipate yourself ever issuing such an order?
Where need be, yes. But again, I don't want to just play around in hypotheticals, because this is a very serious responsibility.
It is.
Yeah, it shouldn't, you don't just throw around, I can do this, I can.
You exercise
it. Me and you see, no.
You exercise that authority reasonably.
Reasonably and responsibly.
Responsibly,
yeah,
yes.
Without causing anarchy.
Yes. Now, this matter of Mr. Sebuwufu, as we finish, has attracted a lot of media attention locally and even globally.
Yes.
Have you had to be contacted by some international organizations expressing a concern about what has happened?
Yes. I have received written petitions. I have received phone calls. And let me tell you, Mr. Sirwaniko, the UN resident coordinator, Mr. Zulu, came personally to see me over that issue, among other issues. And he came not just on his own. He didn't come just on his own office. as UN resident coordinator in Uganda, but he came on behalf of the Office of the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights.
In Geneva?
In Geneva. He came to see me on behalf of the entire UN, United Nations. So this is not a small matter. Where somebody, a citizen of this country, goes missing, and then we read on X that the person keeping him is even bragging about possibly torturing this person. So it attracted the attention of both local and international media. I have seen this on X, and BBC, I've seen it. Even media houses in India were contacting me. So it is true I was contacted by both local and international media and big offices, including the UN. Yes.
What are we as a country going to do to make sure things of that nature don't keep happening?
Things of this nature must not happen at all.
Yes.
And it is our commitment to ensure they don't happen going forward. How do we do this? By enforcing the law as it is. By ensuring that those who hold offices do not abuse those offices, and that they follow procedure. Going forward, I expect that police will carry out arrests of suspects like Eddie Mutwe, that the CDF will not involve himself in this. So we shall avoid this as leaders when we commit to respecting the Constitution and specifically to respecting human rights and freedoms of the people of Uganda. Whatever office we hold is in trust for the people. And I expect that this binds everyone, including those in the armed forces. So we just need to recommit ourselves to respecting human rights of everyone. That is so fundamental. Yes.
Now, Mr. Eddie Mutwe, as we finish, his family must be very worried. Do you, from what you know, how do you think he's doing right now? Has he received medication, for instance?
We have not spoken to any member of his family.
Okay.
Actually, before we issued that order, we came up with a plan on how to, first and foremost, get him out of the illegal confinement. That was our main priority, to get him out of illegal confinement as quickly as possible before we could speak to any member of his family. In addition to the release order I issued, I constituted a team to go hunting, searching in all the possible places where we suspected he was possibly being held. So, but for now, I don't know whether my team in Masaka have spoken to his family, but I know they have spoken to Sebuwufu himself. I imagine his family should be a bit happier than they were, because at least now they know where he is, unlike previously. They know that he's not being tortured. They know that the last I checked, he was getting treatment in Masaka. Yes.
In the hospital or in the prison?
I think in hospital.
Okay.
But formerly he's a remand prisoner. So I imagine there are prison warders around guarding him.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you think it would be helpful for his family to get in touch and, for instance, have some audience with you?
With us?
Yeah.
If they so wish, yes. And I leave that to my team in Masaka.
Yes.
Yes. Where necessary, as investigators, if they deem fit to interview some members of his family, I trust they will do that.
Okay.
And I call upon them to cooperate.
Okay.
with our investigators.
Yeah, because if they live in Kampala and the headquarters is nearer than Masaka, wouldn't it be advisable that they walk in here and would that be a contradiction?
Those are operational procedures. They could do that. Yeah. If our team in Masaka need to be beefed up by their counterparts in Kampala, well and good.
Okay. But they haven't come to the best of you, at least not to the headquarters here. So far.
I supervise 12 regional offices, 12 field offices, plus the head office. So that is a total of 25 offices. Yeah. And this is not the only issue we are investigating as at now. So I don't know some of those details. Yes.
Chairperson, thank you very much for your time. We are very grateful. Thank you very much.
All right.